Hello everyone. So friends, in our previous lecture, we created these test doubles manually and we saw that how we can use this test double in order to test the class under test, which is book service. And using those test doubles, we mocked these external dependencies and we tested our book service class few methods. So friend, in this lecture we'll see that how we can use Mockito framework to create these test doubles and to demonstrate that how easy it makes the testing of our class under test, which depends on external services or external dependencies. So in this lecture we'll see that how we can create the fake test double using Mockito. So here you can see that using the fake book repository, we created manually a fake test double. We created a hash map which was nothing but our bookstore. So this bookstore acted as an in-memory database for our actual database, and we overrided the book repository methods. So when the save was called, we simply saved the book into the hash map by using its book ID and the actual book. And when we did find all, we simply returned the values inside the bookstore. So friend, this was the manual class which we created in order to test our class under test, which is book service. So friends, now we'll see that how we can use the Mockito framework to create a fake test double and help us in testing the book service class. So here I will be creating a test method. We'll give it a name as test fake with Mockito. So friends, here you can see, in order to test book service, we need book repository. So we'll see how Mockito helps us in creating this fake book repository. So we'll do book repository. So friends, in order to create a fake test double using Mockito, Mockito provides a method which is a static method which creates the test double which we want. So the name of the method is mockito.mock. So here you can see that this is the method, and this method takes in a class which we want to mock. So here we'll import Mockito from awk.mockito.mockito. So we know that we want mock of book repository. So we'll simply copy it. We'll do book repository.class. So friend, that's it. We created a fake book repository by using mockito.mock. So here I will simply provide the static imports so that it looks something like this. Here you can see we imported the static mockito.mock. We'll create the book service. And we'll pass in the dependency book repository. So friends, here you can see this is the mocked book repository. Now friends, here we created fake book repository manually, and what it did was it used a hash map, it stored some books, and when we did find all, it returned us the list of books. So now how we'll tell this book repository that we want to do something like this, which we did it here. So here what we do is, so friends, here you can see that we first purposely called add book method and we added these two books. Now instead of calling add book, what we can simply do is we can create those two books first. I will simply copy this part. We'll copy this. So friend, after creating these two books, here you can see we simply want to test that find number of books which should return these two books because we have added these two books. So when we call find number of books, this repository called findAll method and return as the size of it. And if we go to fake book repository, instead of book repository, the fake book repository findAll method was called and it simply returned the bookstore.values. So whatever book we added here, returned it back the collection of books. So here we have created these two books. Now we'll create the collection of the books. And we'll simply add the two books, book 1 and book 2. Now we have this collection of books, and here as we want to assert this stuff, I'll just copy and paste it here. So when book service find number of books is called, here it should call book repository dot findAll method. So which is a method defined in an interface. So there is no actual implementation of it. So here we need to tell this mock that what to do when this findAll method will be called on you. So it means we need to stub some response out of it, that what happens when book repository.findAll method will be called. It has to do something, because when we call find number of books, it internally will call now book repository, because now we are not using this fake book repository which we created manually. So we need to tell Mockito that what to do. So we can tell mock by using its two methods, when and then return. So mockito.when. Now here we use when. What we do is we say when book repository dot findAll method is called, then return the collection of books. So here you can see that findAll method returns the collection of book, and we have created this collection of books. So we are simply telling to this mock that when book repository.findAll method will be called, then simply return this collection of books which we have created here. So we'll copy and paste it here, and that's it. And here I will provide the static imports. So it would look something like this. So friends, if I run the test case now, so here you can see the test case got executed successfully. So instead of using fake book repository and manually adding these methods and providing the fake replacement for our original database, we simply used the Mockito framework and we created mock by using this mock method, and then using when and then return method, we told that when we are testing this find number of books method, the call will come here and then it will try to call book repository, but there is no actual implementation of book repository as of now. But there is one mocked implementation which we have created here and which we have passed it here to this book service, and we are telling that hey mock, whenever this findAll method will be called on you, then instead of going to external DB, just simply return us the books which we are creating it here. And here you can see that when book repository.findAll method was called, it didn't go to database, it simply returned what we have told it here, this collection of books, and then it simply did size on it, which came out to be 2 because we have added 2 books, and it returned 2 from here, and which we asserted here successfully. So friends, this is how Mockito framework help us in creating the test double, which are very fast. Creation of this fake book repository requires manual effort, and if you want to create this fake book repository for many test cases, then unit testing becomes hell. So therefore we use Mockito because it provides a mocked implementation of our external dependency, and it also stubs out whatever we want using when and then return method. So friend, if you are not got what this stuff does, in our upcoming lectures we will discuss it many a times, and there the whole of the concept will clear to you. So for timing, you can just think of that we used mock method to create a mock dependency for our book repository. We used when to tell this book repository, which is mocked book repository, that when a find all method will be called on you, then simply return whatever the arrangement we did here, that we created 2 books and then we created a collection of those 2 books, and then we simply returned it from here. So friend, in this lecture we saw that how we can create the fake test double using the Mockito framework. I hope you like this video. Thanks, have a nice day.